Welcome to Coffee Hangs with Canaltown. I am Derek Frey Williams with Canaltown, and I'm here today with Lisa Glover. We're going to be talking about the important topic that's on everyone's mind of the media production ordinance that Honesdale is proposing. Lisa is a subject matter expert with respect to how this document shakes up with other documents. She's done a lot of research, and Lisa, tell us a little bit about what you learned.
Sure thing. Thanks for having me here, Derek. So I did a document comparison search between our draft ordinance and anything else that might be out there, and I found that most of our draft ordinance matches a draft ordinance from Lamar County in Georgia that was never adopted. It turns out it was extremely strict and would have gotten in the way of economic development.
I see. Well, that's something we should all certainly know about since we're considering these type of regulations for the first time. How'd you come across this story?
Well, I called the community development director, who serves as the point person for anyone looking to film in Lamar County, Georgia, and she described the draft as a knee-jerk reaction to a filming incident, and that if it were enacted, no one would ever want to film there again. It was just way too strict. They already had the likes of Marvel and HBO filming there, and they knew they would never come back, so they wrote something different.
Well, that seems helpful for us to have that perspective. We certainly don't want to be regulating things on a knee-jerk type basis. Now, with your research in mind directly, I see a lot of notes and a lot of colors here. Could you explain a little bit about what you found and how?
Yeah, sure thing. So anything that you see in yellow is an exact match to the Lamar document. Anything that's in blue is unique to Honesdale, and anything that's orange is a typo.
Okay. Yellow seems to be popping all off the page here.
Yes, I'd say that about 85% of this document is yellow, matching the Lamar doc.
Okay, so if 85% of these proposed regulations for Honesdale were deemed far too strict in a active filmmaking community, where does that leave us with this 15%?
So, interestingly enough, that's actually more strict.
More strict is hard for me to believe. Please tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, sure. So we've got an impossibly long waiting period, ridiculous insurance requirements, unreasonable noise restrictions, fines without exceptions, and prohibitive hours of operation. I mean, a crew filming in Honesdale in the middle of the day would have to be quieter than the normal sounds of Main Street, or else they could get a $1,000 fine.
It almost seems like filmmaking would be prohibitive altogether. Let's take a moment to just meditate on that real quick and have ourselves a coffee sip. Well, that helps. This is some heady stuff we're getting into, so let's play devil's advocate and say that some of the strictness that's being proposed is a helpful way to address community concerns. Does Honesdale have any mechanisms in place that could do that right now?
I think we've already covered our bases in Honesdale. If you need to close down a street, we already have a permit for that. If you're looking to use a large portion of a park, we have a permit for that. If you need to have your car parked in the same place all day, we have full-day parking permits you can get from the Borough office. I'm not sure that this media ordinance adds anything of value.
I see. That's a really great reminder that if we're looking at addressing things freshly with regulations, we should have a full community conversation about it, and in some cases what we already have might be suitable to address those concerns. We don't ever want to create something that's prohibitive for locals and visitors here in Honesdale, and Honesdale has had a lot of interest lately from locals and visitors, isn't that right?
Absolutely. 2 publications have recently written some really great things about Honesdale. The last thing we'd want at a time like this is to be known as the little town that accidentally created the strictest media ordinance in the country.
I don't want that tag for us, but I can say that it does seem like these draft regulations were created accidentally.
You can say that again.
Well, Lisa, thank you so much for joining us today. What you've done research-wise has been very helpful in understanding this issue more fully, and we hope to talk to you again in the future.
Thank you so much for having me here, Derek.
Hey, are you busy later? You want to get like a coffee at a cafe or?
There's still a pandemic going on.
Right. But we got the masks. It could be a way for us to sit closer if we wear them.
Not a chance. Can I go now?
Well, here we are.